on here in your glasses. I always like your glasses, Beth. Amanda, Cardi, Dallas Hull, Sam O'Connor, Cassandra Yates, Jasmine Yates. Is that your daughter, Jasmine? Do you have a daughter? Oh, how cute is that? That just got cuter. Danielle Trigo, Paige Collier, and Alicia Kroll, and I'm sure there's more, but that's who we got. And so you guys just crushed it this last quarter, and so here is to the best first quarter of your life, and just super proud of all you guys. So with that, I'm going to turn it over so we can get some really good learning on tonight, okay?
Yay! Okay, so I get to do the training tonight, and I said this earlier, but you have to excuse any background noise that you may hear because my new office is right off our front door. It's like in this den area. It's very beautiful. I have a fireplace over here, and I have the bay windows over here, and I have half of my shelving unit up. I'm waiting for the rest of it to get here, but I do not have doors. So yet we're going to probably have like custom made like double doors put there, but it's going to be a minute. And so my husband's supposed to be keeping the 4-year-old in the basement, but we know how that goes. You've all seen how that goes. So I'm just going to have to excuse that in case you hear any background noise. But tonight we're going to talk about marketing our business, because I've been thinking about this a lot lately because we're in this season right now where everything is primarily virtual. Which is great. We've learned so much with that. But I found myself really through that process explaining more in depth, painting a picture of what it is that we do and what we provide, what service we offer for our clients, and how we work our business. And so I've found this just kind of playing over and over in my head that we need to stop trying to sell product to our clients and just focusing on educating them. Because I think right now in this world that we're in, we think working virtually, it's a lot of, I'm going to post all this stuff about this products and I'm going to try to sell it. I'm going to do all these specials and I'm going to do all of this stuff, which is not bad to do those things, but focusing more on the education aspect of it, because marketing 101 is helping people see the value in what it is that you have to offer. And so skincare is really, I always talk about with my clients that skincare is really not a one size fits all approach. Like skincare is kind of tricky, can be complicated. So our skin is a living organ that is always changing. And I heard this example the other day that I really liked. It said, think about your skin like a garden. It's kind of like a mini ecosystem with its own natural processes and millions of tiny organisms. And so just like a garden kind of goes haywire and crazy if there's like too much rain or not enough rain, if there's not enough like bees to pollinate, then that causes problems with the garden. So just like that with our skin, sometimes like acne can strike, or skin can get too oily or too dry when our ecosystem is kind of thrown out of balance, basically. And so having the right skincare products to help combat that is obviously important, but it can be a process sometimes. And so having someone like a beauty consultant there to help a client through that makes a huge difference. And especially because as women, I feel like our skin goes through all kinds of seasons of life, things that impact us, like pregnancy or hormones in general, the weather, stress, aging, getting older, genetics, the environment. There's so many things that happen to our skin that cause it to kind of change and have different seasons where it's looking great and feeling great, and then seasons where it's like it's going crazy and I don't know what's happening, just due to all different kinds of factors. And so it's not a one size fits all. You're going to put a woman on, here's a skincare set for her, and this is the exact same thing she's going to use for life. Like there's going to be times where she might be great with that skincare system, but she needs to kind of tweak little things here and there, and we are that person for them, that personal beauty consultant. So when we started our business, we didn't sign up to be like sales reps. Instead of looking at yourself as a sales rep for Mary Kay, you're a beauty consultant, which is what our title is, right? So with that, I've been kind of thinking through just how we explain our position and what we do. And so we're beauty consultants, we're beauty advisors, we're beauty influencers, we're beauty educators, we're skincare and beauty professionals, like how you're branding yourself for what it is that you do and how you describe what you have to offer. So our goal isn't just to sell a product to someone. When our client gets to experience the product and learn about a product, like she sells it to herself, right? Because as women, we shop emotionally. So when we get to try something, we want it. Like we already can see how great it feels and the way that it looks. Like we don't have to have someone talk us into it. We don't need to force a woman to shop. She is gifted with that shopping skill, like the second she is born into this world. So she knows how to do it and she likes to do it. And she knows how to get what she wants and, get it when she wants to, knows how to do it. So we don't have to talk people into shopping with the product. They just have to try it and experience it. But what we do as consultants is that we offer a free service. We provide a complimentary experience for them. So going back to that marketing 101 is helping people see the value in what it is that you have to offer. So when Mary Kay Ash started our company, she chose skincare and cosmetics because it's recession proof, it's consumable, it's easy to market because everyone has skin. But washing your face and taking care of your skin and using foundation and mascara, like those were not new concepts when she came up with this business plan. Like they were things that people, like majority of women were already doing with products purchased from somewhere. So this, what we have to offer is not this, the product is not this new thing that nobody's ever used before and we have to try to get them to understand why they need it. Women are already using these products. They're just getting them from somewhere. If they're not getting it from you, it's somewhere else. So the difference is what we have to offer is that when they're purchasing a product from somewhere else, like they did not have someone who was truly invested in them, who cared about them, who cared about who they are, what it is that they need. And they bought the product, they played a guessing game, trying to figure out which was the right formula, which was the right one for them. And they took it home and they tested it out on their face to see how it was going to work for them. And if it wasn't right, then they just threw it in their reject drawer, because most times you can't return a product that you've already opened, like if it's a skincare cosmetic item. And so then they go back to the store and they do it all over again. And then when they do find something that works for them, then whenever their skin changes and they go through a season like pregnancy or stress or whatever it is and things are going crazy, then they have to start the process all over again, but they have no one there to assist them. So as a beauty consultant, our clients get to sit down with us and they get to do that either in person or virtually. So the concept works for both, but they have that personalized experience. And so I stopped calling my customers customers. Like I try to refer to them as clients. Like occasionally I might slip up and accidentally call them a customer, but I've been really trying to work on using the verb, like verbalizing it or using the terminology of client instead, because the definition of a client is a person using services of a professional. And when you're using that term, it symbolizes an ongoing relationship. When you think of who has clients, like, oh gosh, what's an example? Like psychologist, or like any kind of business that works with a clientele. Did someone just come on because they were going to help me think of words? I'm like, I can think of all these things, but then I can't think of something specific at one time. But I think of like a hairstylist has clients, or makeup artists have clients, or those kind of things too, but other professionals in addition outside of the beauty industry that have clients. When you think of that, like it's an ongoing relationship. It's usually not just a one-time purchase. When you think of a customer, that could be a one-time sale. You can be a customer once somewhere and never again. So I try to use the terminology of client. So when I sit down with my clients, I'm taking the time to get to know them, their skincare concerns. I'm starting to ask lots and lots of questions to really get down to what it is that they're looking for in their skincare. Are they happy with the skincare that they're using right now? Is it meeting the needs of what they're looking for? Because in the past, I've always asked those questions. I've done the profile card, and then we kind of go through the motions of the product. But I realized that the more questions I ask and the more interested I am in wanting to know about them and what they're looking for, the more they're realizing like, oh, this is different. Like she is here to help me figure this out. She, like, if I have a concern or a question about skincare, like I've got someone to go to. Like it's adding that value to the appointment into that service. So I'm sitting down and I'm doing that with her. I'm scanning them, doing the skin analyzer app so that we're finding out what's happening underneath their skin, where their collagen's starting to break down, where discoloration starting to form. So it's helping them target the damage before it starts to surface and helping them and be able to erase that. And so that's something that's valuable because to be able to do that, like they'd have to go to a dermatologist and pay a lot of money to get a scan like that done. So for us to be able to do that with them for free is huge. And then I help them kind of figure out what I'm telling them is like their home base. That's kind of their skincare system that they're on. So like they're in the Miracle Set or they're on the repair system, or it's a mixture of different things, because most people, they hodgepodge. Like they get a cleanser from over here and a moisturizer from over here and a foundation from over there. And they kind of get different companies and different brands and a mix of things, which is pretty normal for a lot of people. But what's happening is that the first time that any of those products have ever been tested is like on their face. So they don't really know how it's interacting, if they have any issues with something. Is it an ingredient? Is it that product? Is it how that product is relating to this product over here? And so it's confusing. And so what's really amazing about how Mary Kay has tested all of our products is that they haven't just tested them individually and as a set, but they test them across all of our products so that we can mix and match. We can take the Miracle Set and then add in the acne treatment gel and the blemish control toner if they just have some, flare-ups around that time of their month or something, and they want to add something like that in to help combat different seasons. And so you're able to mix and match them and not worry about, is this going to have a different reaction to this product, or is this going to cause a problem for them? And I'm really been educating my clients on that, that we do that, because that's impressive and that's not normal, and that's not something that they can find with all companies. And so that's something that they're not really thinking about all the time about when they're picking out their product. Like if I had a problem with this product, well, maybe it wasn't actually that product, maybe it was because of how I used it over here. And especially if they have sensitive skin, that makes a really big difference for them. So being able to have that resource is valuable. And so we're able to build that customized skincare routine for them, for their specific needs and individual concerns. And so I'm voicing to them my services of, this is what I do, is I help women design their perfect system for them, like what it is that they need for their specific skin type, their individual concerns. And then I help them figure out supplements so they can add into their routine. So supplements like a correcting serum, pore minimizer, things that they're going to use on a regular basis. That's in addition to their home base skincare set. And then we look at treatments, whatever treatments that they're needing to kind of achieve. I call it their skincare goals. Like, what are your skincare goals? I'm coaching them through their skincare process. And so they might need a detoxifying charcoal mask, or they might need an exfoliating glycolic peel, like a different treatment that they're going to add in. And so I'm walking them through what the skincare is, because I feel like sometimes we just show them all this product, or we tell them about all these cool things. They don't really know, if they're not in our world, if I'm trying to put myself in their shoes, I'd be like, when do you use that, or why do you use that, or how, or what? It's just so many different things. So if you're walking them through, we're going to figure out your home base, and then here's these supplements, this is the intention of the supplements, and then here's treatments and why you would use treatments, and just kind of breaking that down for them. But the other thing that adds value is that they get to try the products with you at their session before they buy them. They can't do that at the store. They can't walk up and crack open a cleanser and start washing their face in the middle of the aisle. They get to see if they like the way it feels, they like the way that it looks, especially if they have sensitive skin. That makes a big deal for them to be able to experience that. And then we can have a menu of treatments so they can choose from to try. So if they want to do a glycolic peel, that's amazing, because if they wanted to go do that at a spa or an office somewhere, that would be $150 probably on the low end to go do one treatment. So the fact they can do that with us for free is really valuable. So this is stuff that we already know that we do, but sometimes it's how we paint that picture for them, and we create that vision for them of what it is that we offer. So I also tell my clients that their products come with a 100% guarantee and me, so that they're never going to have Mary Kay in their reject drawer, because when seasons change, they can send me an SOS, and I'm going to be there to help them. It's an ongoing relationship. Whatever's going on, they need to call me and say, this is happening, fix it. I can do that. They can't go to the store and do that, because the girl that they bought the product from few months ago probably doesn't even work there anymore. So they have someone that they've already built their relationship with to get help from. And so when people buy their cleanser from the store, like they get a receipt, but when they buy the cleanser from me, they get me. So things that I remind my customers, my clients, that I offer for them is like they can have multiple consultations whenever they need to. Whenever life changes or skin changes, they can sit down and do a consultation. We can do multiple scans with them. They can schedule specific sessions. So I let them know I have foundation matching appointments, that I have contouring lessons available. They can schedule beauty sessions like for a special occasion. Like I've had a client get together with me when she was getting ready for like her class reunion. And so we did some treatments and I helped her get all kind of dolled up, and she tried some different colors and stuff. And that was just time that I got to spend with her. She reordered some stuff while she was there with me. But of course that session was complimentary. I have customers and clients who ask me to do like skincare makeup lessons for like their daughter's, birthday party. I've done that before. I've done beauty experiences for bridals and baby showers and bachelorette parties, and they can text me if they have questions. And if I don't know the answer, then I'll find it for them. And like, so all the services are free. And so along with the satisfaction guarantee, when they purchase their skincare, they get all of that, and instead of what they would get buying it at a store. So it's just reminding them of that value of what it is that we have to offer. So when I'm booking, I'm not asking women to come try this product. You're going to love it. You need to try this, or come just be pampered. You need some pampering time, or come attend my Mary Kay party. I'm not wording it that way. I'm offering them complimentary skin analysis and beauty consultations. That is what I book. I have openings for skin analysis and beauty consultations. And so the only other place that they can like receive this kind of personalized service is the dermatologist's office, really. And with me, they don't have to pay a copay. It's a free service. There's no insurance required. So as beauty consultants, we have access to our scientists and our product development team. So if you call like the hotline, you can talk to the dermatologists and the different people who create the products. If you have specific questions, if you have a client who has specific concern or specific question, you don't know how to guide her, like you can call and talk to them. Like we have access to our professionals. And so like a dermatologist can write a prescription or recommend a certain product, but they didn't actually make those products. So that's a really big difference from what we have available to us, people who've made the products, they know how they work, they know what they're supposed to do. They can answer those specific questions. So it's kind of like if you go to the store and you go to Estee Lauder, like you can't talk to Estee Lauder's doctors or whoever. I don't even know if their stuff is designed by dermatologists, might not be, but you can't talk to them. Like you don't have no access to them at all. So when people ask us like who we are, like our competitors are, have you ever had that question asked to you, like who are your competitors? And I don't really believe we have any competitors, but the closest thing I guess that you could say is competition would be a dermatologist's office, because when we're not looking at it as I sell product, I am a salesperson. Like you're looking at it as I offer services like skin analysis, beauty consultations, that I'm a beauty professional, like that. When you're looking at it as that you're selling your free complimentary services that you provide, and then products come along with that. So you can compare, I guess the competition would be a dermatologist's office, but then again, like your dermatologist isn't going to match you to the right foundation or teach you how to do a smoky eye. So they're not really that big of a competition either. And so when I think about like, I've just really been kind of, I don't know, refining how I paint that picture for people, because it's so easy to get into the mode of like, let's get together and let's do a beauty experience and here's this product and try this product and working with our customers, versus taking the stance of like, if you had your own beauty salon and you were someone that was taking appointments and scheduling people to come in and have consultations with you, and that this is a service you provide, this is a complimentary experience that you can provide for them. And like for us, I feel like we have to really remind ourselves of that value. that we can provide and what we can do for people, because it is so unique and it's not like any other company out there. Like there's other companies that sell skincare and cosmetics, but they don't do what we do. Like this is totally different. So having that reminder for ourselves, so we get really firm in what it is that we provide, and then having that approach with our clients, and instead of just posting things about I'm doing a buy one get one half off sale, like really posting things about I've got some consultations available, and I just met with Becky today and we had a great consultation. I'm so excited I got to help her with her whatever skin concern that she had, or she was, one of my clients today was really struggling with dark circles, and so today we had a great session talking about blah blah blah, and if this is a concern that you have, I've got a few openings left this week, or really focusing on the service aspect versus the here's a under eye corrector, buy it from me kind of thing. So questions, we've got about 10 minutes left, so I wanted to leave a little bit of time for any questions you guys have, or thoughts, input, ideas, way that you're phrasing things, because we all can learn from each other. So you guys probably have great ways that you're presenting things. So go for it. You just unmute yourself.
Just to start, Whitney, I like how you said, I'd never thought of that, but even if you bought a cleanser from a girl in a store, I mean, who's to say 3 months later, odds are she's moved on to something else. And so even though some kind of store like that is available, I mean, again, you never have anybody who gets you. You're starting over every time you go in, versus someone who has a running profile of you for years. So I just never thought of that. I thought that was really a powerful point.
Yeah. And they're an employee, so their investment in you only goes so far anyway. So when they're trying to sell you something, they don't really care if it worked for you, or if it's the right thing for you, or if you're going to come back and return it tomorrow. It's not their problem. There's no personal investment in it, because it's not their company or their business.
I just really wanted to add, Whitney, I loved your thought process on saying how, like, when people ask what our biggest competition is, and saying like a dermatologist, because it's so true, like, on switching that like thought process, that we're not competing with other cosmetics. That's not like what our like base is. It's skincare. And so like taking that thought, I just like thought that was really awesome.
Thanks, Angelica.
I love a good word picture, and I loved how you related the skin on our face to a garden, because there are different areas and different skin, and sometimes it blows up and sometimes it doesn't, and so it's always changing. And in my mind, as consultants, we're like the master gardener, so we know what different products people need when they are struggling with different weeds, if you'd like to say it that way. So I just really liked that word picture, and the client, just the definition behind that, and changing from the terminology of a customer to a client, because these women that we service and we help, they're with us for a long, long time, and we do life with them. So I thought that was very cool.
Thanks. And another thing too, like if you're a new consultant and you're thinking like, I don't know how to answer all those questions or how to find them the right products, like that's what your director is still there for. So it is completely okay with them to say, you know what, I'm going to consult with one of our other specialists and I'm going to get the answer for you. And I even do that. If I don't know the answer, like I can call the company, or I will box these directors on here and be like, what do you guys suggest? So we have support. And it's okay if you don't know the answer. They're not expecting you to know everything. And you just said, you know what, I have a group of professionals that I get to consult with. And I have access to our dermatologists even. And so if we need to, I'll do whatever I need to help you get that answer and help find the best products for you for whatever that issue is.
I'll be the chatty person. It was also kind of like Lindsay said, with like, how she had a almost $900 week, and she was like, is it okay if I shoot you the details? And just like you said, it's not about, do you want this under eye corrector? I mean, you will never get to the top of your game with that being your approach. And so I think that, what you talked about tonight is transcending almost from when you first get started to how you move into that professional space that you occupy that no one else can touch. And I mean, I remember feeling not very confident when I started. I don't know if any of you guys ever felt like that, but like when I started, I was like, oh, I hope not bothering anybody. And I hope, all those things. And now it's like, I'm kind of a big deal. And if you don't want my help, that's on you. I have other things to do.
Right.
And so you're the one missing out, not me. And so you realize that you are the opportunity. And I remember when we were with Crystal Trojanowski at your mom's house, and she's a national sales director, she was doing a power start every week, 30 faces every week. And that's how she became a national. And I was sitting there going, oh, just wait till I get you to myself. And I was like, all right, I need to know your hostess plan because it's got to be killer. And I don't like hostess plans. So just tell me your hostess plan. And she goes, I don't really have one. And I'm like, what? Like, you're seeing 30 people a week. You don't have a hostess plan? And she's like, I'm the gift. Like, I am the gift. And, I think what Whitney talked about is when you transition out of, feeling like you have to offer people and it's not about that. You are enough. And what you have to offer is something no one else can touch. And when you operate out of that confidence, you're untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's attractive to others.
Right. Yeah. And I just wrote that down. You are the gift. I love that because that's so true. And this all kind of evolved too, because I found myself, I started explaining it more. Been doing a lot of leadership training calls with our amazing Glam fam. And when I'm talking to them, I found myself just painting that picture more for them of what it is that we do. Like that, like you're not, and so it's kind of overcoming their objection of I'm not a salesperson, which I actually feel like I haven't heard that objection a whole lot lately, but I just paint that picture for them. Well, this is first thing that I want consultants to know about what it is that we do is that you're not a sales rep. You're a beauty consultant. You're a beauty educator. And this is a service that we provide for people. And it's something that is essential, that people need it. People are washing their face. People are using these products and they have no idea what they're doing or what's in them or how they work. And they need someone to walk them through it. And they need professional. And so it's something that's not available anywhere else. Because even if it's another like direct sales skincare company, they do not provide, like I just did a call the other day, trying to remember if Cassandra or Christina, it might have been one of your girls they were talking to, but they had experience with a different skincare direct sales company. And she said, her question to me was, how do you follow up with your customers? Because I started on this product with them and did not like it. And it was just having issues with it. And they never touched base with me. And if she would have touched base with me and she would have said, I can help you with that, then I would have stuck with it. And I would have probably worked with her, but she never touched base with me. She never tried. When I reached out to her later on, her response was, well, go buy this other set instead of let me exchange that out for you or let me work with you. So really, like, no one compares to us. Like, they just don't provide because their businesses are focused on sell. Like, that is their only intention and not building that experience. And because they also don't have the golden rule where we all take care of each other and we don't take each other's customers. We are the only company that does that, where we respect each other's businesses and we don't try to get someone else's customer to come to us. So it allows us to build relationships and not worry about them going and jumping into someone else's Facebook group or, getting a product from somebody else. So we are the only ones. No competition. Hashtag no competition.
Hashtag. Well, I forgot to tell you guys something in my recognition. I was supposed to tell you guys who was in the lead for having the most guests on at our 8:00 session. So my unit may or may not be in the lead right now. I'd like to encourage my people to continue to do so. So, you know, if you're not in my unit, don't feel like you need to go rush off right now and invite people on. You probably, you know, just need to go relax for an hour.
Go ahead and I have the power.
So anyway, so
Yeah.
good job, everybody. Keep it up. It's kind of
Way to go, Wally unit.
Yeah.
Yes. So we are doing that contest this month. So every guest counts for your unit, and then the unit that has the most guests for the month gets to choose all of our themes next month for July.
That's
so
fun.
And then if you are the consultant with the most guests in your unit, then you get a prize from your director. Well, the rest of us gotta step it up because our unit is definitely killing it.
Good job, people.
Yeah.
And then if you have guests on, you guys, just the reminder that when the guests are on, if you're moving around and doing other things, to maybe not share your video, just because it gets distracting for the guests, so that they can really focus in on, you know, what they need to be paying attention to. Yeah, just little reminders.
Perfect. Yay. Okay. Well, we will see everyone at 8 then. So go eat some yummy food and have a great break, and we'll see you soon.
Cool.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. I'm just reading the comments and I look over and I see Shelby.
What can I say? Kind of a big deal. I'm a dance